Okay, I realize that a lot of y'all don't know that before I came to medical school, I did a little certificate program at the local medical school in my hometown of New Jersey. So I'm going to tell you what that was like and why I think it truly helped me to get into medical school. So after I graduated undergrad, I knew I didn't have like the most amazing GPA. It was still pretty good, but I knew it just needed to be a little bit more competitive for medical school. So I found that the local medical school had this program. It was either like a 2-year master's or a 1-year certificate program. And basically you would take all the classes that the medical students take, like very similar classes, but it's at like a reduced pace, and if you do well in it, it's like a very good indication for your success in medical school. Honestly, my plan was to just finish the master's program and do it for 2 years, but before I entered the certificate program, I got my MCAT score back and it was really good. So I decided to just do the certificate program while applying to medical school. So I did that, and it was a little bit chaotic because I was applying for medical school, which if any of you have done that before, it's like a long process. And by October-ish, I think I was like submitting my secondaries, because by that time, so I submitted my primary application end of August, and I ended up getting all my secondaries by, I would say, October, start of November. And by the time I finished those actual secondaries, it was probably like early December. And honestly, I really don't recommend doing that just because it puts you at such a late timeline to submit your secondaries. And by that time, you just have like a lower chance of getting into medical school. But of course, with your stats, you can make up for that. So I think earlier is always better. So I definitely would not recommend doing that. But if that's the way the cards are dealt, then use the circumstances to the best of your ability. So then at that point, I was pretty much just like waiting for interviews. So I got my first interview at like the end of February, my second one in early March, and my third one in late March. And then a little bit after that, I got my fourth interview in early April. And although that seems really late to get an interview, the reason why that all happened is that that was the interview from the school that I was doing the master's program with. And since I got such a high GPA my first semester, they basically told me that they were like, you're going to get an interview because your GPA from first semester is so high that like there's no way you're not going to make the linkage program in a way, because like I would have to get like a really low GPA second semester to really not make the linkage program. And what they were saying for the linkage program is that, because if you guys don't know, that certificate program, if you finished it with a 3.6 GPA cumulative, you get an automatic interview to that medical school. So yeah, I ended up interviewing for that school in April, and by early May, I got like my first acceptance from the school that I'm at. And pretty much once I got that acceptance, I knew that I would be going here. So I kind of like withdrew my application to all the other schools. My home school was really upset, but at the same time, it's kind of just like, honestly, in hindsight, I absolutely love the school that I did my certificate program at. And had circumstances be different, like had they given me an acceptance a little bit earlier, I think I would have considered going there a little bit more, because I was just like so dead set on going there. But based on my career goals that I had, I think the school that I ended up at was the perfect choice, just because it more aligned with my future goals. So yeah, that was my certificate journey, and let me know if y'all have any other questions.